broadcast made possible with support from the following. The Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their over 35 area McDonald's restaurants today. Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland. For all your heating or cooling needs, count on Custom Heating and Cooling. Featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service. Find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant, whatever it takes. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Visit rosenhyundai.com or genesisofelgonquin.com. For the best pizza in town, Wise Guys Pizzeria in South Elgin. Check out our new and improved online ordering at I'mAWiseGuy.com. And Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to South Elgin High School for tonight's varsity conference matchup between the Bison of Fenton High School and your very own South Elgin High School Scout! are led by head coach Shane McNally. Coach McNally is assisted by Chad Marty, Michael Strobney, and Lee Cassidy. The Storm are led by head coach Dragon Tionic. Coach Tionic is assisted by Scott Smith, Chris Capps, Don Gindon, Terry Shaver, and Dan Sanders. Tonight's game is being officiated by Gary Cabezzi, George Samogi, Matthew Herrick, James Emmert, and Stacey Quagan. These individuals are registered in the Elgin High School Association. Their experience and integrity qualify them to administer the rules of the game. Good sportsmanship is one of the primary purposes of the high school interscholastic athletic program. Our athletes recognize that judgment calls are made in good faith and that they must abide by the decisions of the officials. Spectators can support their high school program by refraining from derogatory remarks or cheers. We hope you will enjoy the game and support our athletes in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. Go Storm! And now, please welcome to the field the South Elgin Marching School. This Monday is September 11th. On that day in 2001, terrorists hijacked 4 planes and carried out attacks against the United States. Planes were flown into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City and the Pentagon just outside Washington, D.C. And the 4th plane crashed into a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Nearly 3,000 people died at the World Trade Center, including 343 firefighters and 71 police officers who were courageously trying to evacuate the workers trapped in the towers. We now request a moment of silence to honor the memories of the souls lost on 9/11/2001. And now we would like to thank our current veteran and military service personnel and all first responders. Thank you for all you've done and all you do. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able and join us as the Marching Storm performs our national anthem. Storm family, your attention please. As we continue to process the tragic events that unfolded on the morning of September 7th, we are asking everyone please to join us in observing a moment of silence for our Storm family members who are no longer with us. Kamora K-Mo Campbell and Talule Yuyu Henry. Thank you. receive the opening kickoff. Let's get ready for football! Kickoff fielded by number 57, Jaden Hartley. Hartley's down at the Storm, 33-yard line. Storm will begin there. First and 10. Onside kick recovered by number 9, London. Once more.
Nobody was even here though.
Ball taken by number 9, London.
open. Lucas. I got it wide open.
I'll take him at number 14, Giovanni Pruitt. This is number 7, Carmelo Cruz.
Hey, Kramer said pressed again.
Saying dressed again. Oh yeah, he got hurt last his ankle.
Ball taken by number 7, Jack Devan.
Was in a boot.
Taken by number 7.
No, 5. Yeah. I know he went out last week a couple times.
It is a hit for another Storm.
Never came back.
He's got concussions bad.
Don't even try to run the piano.
Well, welcome in to South Elgin High School. We had some audio difficulties in the truck, but now we're in a live look at a Storm 2-touchdown lead in the opening quarter. Let's take a replay look at the play there from Ginen and Ishmael George. That connection's been doing it all this season for the Storm, and it's led to their 2-0 start here in the Upstate 8 Conference. Storm coming off a fresh win, a game-winning drive. They had 1 minute left on the game clock and went all the way down the field to score. Ginen to George, that connection is certainly Storm strong. Hello everyone, I'm Nick Martinez with the Beacon Academy here in the booth. Second Friday night under the lights here at South Elgin High School. Fans filing in on a colder Friday night here, about like 66 degrees here in South Elgin, Illinois. Again, this is the Beacon Academy, all student run. The cameras, the graphics, all the transitions, everything you see here tonight is all brought to you by our Beacon Academy here at South Elgin High School. First kickoff of the game led to a Storm return all the way into the end zone. That gave them their first lead here tonight. And then obviously just watching the Ishmael George touchdown just a couple of moments ago. And that's how the Storm have grown a 13-point lead early on in the first quarter. Storm did this exact same kind of setup against West Chicago in the season opener. Got off to an early start right from opening kickoff. And Fenton already in a near 2-touchdown hole to start this game. South Elgin and the Storm, the clear favorites coming into this one. Fenton has not been able to beat South Elgin in recent years and in recent seasons, especially on their home field. And the kickoff for the Storm, another onside kick try will fall out of bounds. Storm were successful on their first onside kick try. Led to the touchdown drive, ultimately ending with the Ish George touchdown. Injury update for the Storm. Ari Kravis is out with a high ankle sprain. He will not be playing in this game. The lead running back for this team, London LaFleur, will be the backup here, playing a lot of minutes for London. The junior got some action in their season opener against West Chicago, and now he'll have the lead role here to start this game against Fenton. And we'll get our very first look at the Fenton offense. And that's not a good way to start. High snap, and that'll be recovered by the Storm. Heads up play there for South Elgin, and the Storm get the ball right back. What a way to start for South Elgin, and the dance on the field. South Elgin will have great starting field position at about the 45-yard line. And let's take a look at that high snap from Fenton. And South Elgin read it like a book. The high snap and just the heads-up play there to get in and get the football. And the Storm may be on the door of scoring 3 touchdowns in under 2 minutes in this game. That's the way to start for South Elgin. As you can see, Ish George, number 83, at the bottom of your screen, along with Nick Barco, the running back wide receiver hybrid, who's just been tearing it up this season for the Storm. The seniors also lined up for the offensive line. Diego Cabello, the center, will snap it once again to Gannett. Gannett looking downfield, wide open is George once again, and that'll be another touchdown for Ish George, his second of the night already. I mean, 83 is just living in the end zone, and Ish George already his second touchdown, and another connection between Gannett and Ish. 3 touchdowns on the board for the Storm, and the victory song plays for the 3rd time already early here tonight. Let's take a look at that touchdown. One play and into the end zone. Gannett finding his man George. A good long pass and an easy touchdown for Ish. Started the drive off the turnover from Fenton, and another 2-point try to get up to 21. Jabari Pruitt will dive in. Storm are rolling, and they grow the lead to 21. And it's not even been 2 minutes of action here at South Elgin High School. What a way to open the game here. Second Friday night under the lights for the Storm here at home. John Gannett already with 3 passing touchdowns here tonight. And just a great way to start for Coach Deonik's team. 21-0 with 10 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first quarter. We just saw Fenton's first offensive play of the game, and it was not a good one. Sam Cutinello up to kick once again. Storm were unsuccessful on the onside kick try on their last kickoff. And it looks like they're setting up to try it once again. The Storm already leading by 3 touchdowns. And trying to get the ball back into the hands of Gannett. Fenton getting set up, and the Storm will kick it off once again. The fake, and now the onside kick try. This time will be recovered by Fenton. Nate Lopez recovering that for Fenton. And the Bison will look to try again on the offensive side of the ball. Storm defense already doing their job in this game, looking to force another turnover already in this game. And we'll get another look at the Bison. This snap is on point. The quarterback will keep it, and the run on the outside will get just a couple of yards. Nathan Stewart, the quarterback for Fenton. And the Bison will gain no yards on the play. It'll be a 2nd and 10. Storm already 3 touchdowns here tonight. And the Bison looking to start a run of their own. There's a good pass up the middle, but a good tackle there from Stu Williams, number 2 for the Storm on this defensive secondary. And that's a good first completion there for Lopez. Nathan Stewart, his first completion of the game, and Fenton moving downfield. They'll start at the 34-yard line in South Elgin territory. Another high snap. Pressure coming, and they blow it up once again. The Storm gets some pressure, and that'll be their first sack of the game here tonight. Good pressure up front. The Storm have had the Fenton's number here tonight on the defensive side. Let's take a look at that tackle from the Storm. Tried to stay in the pocket as long as he could, but the pressure right up front once again for South Elgin. Owens, number 8, had the fumble recovery earlier, and now we'll get a tackle for loss. Here's the cutback try for the Bison. And Johnson will get a couple of yards back on the loss. Brandon Barrios, number 10, getting the tackle there for the Storm. And now it'll set up a 3rd and 11 for the Bison. Stewart in the pocket once again. High snap. Stewart looking to keep it himself. He's got plenty of room, trying for the first down. And it looks like he will be marked just a couple of yards short. It will be a 4th down, and it looks like Fenton, as of now, is going to go for it. It'll be a 4th and 1 at their 24-yard line. Early try here for Fenton on a 4th down. Already down 3 touchdowns. Might as well go for it here. Stewart will get the ball. Looking on the outside. That pass, good job there on the outside, and that'll be a catch for Carmelo Cruz, number 7, getting it on the sideline. Fourth down try is successful for the Bison, and Fenton moving down the field pretty good on their second drive here tonight. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Bison. And Nate Stewart will call another play for Fenton. Looking downfield once again. Good haul there, and another good catch there for Fenton. Medarano, number 10, getting the completion there. Fenton doing a good job with the passing game. Haven't seen a lot of the rushing game from Omar Diaz, number 6, the lead back, currently in for Fenton. Stewart doing a good job. A couple of straight completions here for Fenton, and now looking to score their first touchdown of the game. Stewart will set up the screen play, and the Storm read it the entire way. Brandon Barrios will get the tackle once again for the Storm. Johnson getting no yards on that play. It will set up a 2nd and 7. Stewart will line up in the pocket once again. 4 receivers out there for the Bison. Stewart feeling the pressure, doing a little magic, trying to get into the end zone, and will dive just a yard short, it looks like. And they'll spot it at the 1. Good run there from Nate Stewart. A good job getting out of the pocket. Pressure coming for the Storm. And good footwork to get down to the 1, and it'll be a 3rd and goal for Fenton. Bison trying to go fast here. Stewart leading Fenton all the way down to the 1-yard line. Can he finish the job here for the Bison? Fenton facing a 3rd and goal, down by 3 touchdowns. Miscommunication, and Stewart will try to take it himself, but he will be short. Not on the same page there from Diaz, Omar Diaz and Stewart. May have been looking at the wrong play there for the Bison, and now it will set up another 4th down. The second 4th down on this drive for the Bison, and the Storm looking for a big stop, trying to keep on the 21-point lead. Wide open in the end zone. Medrano will score for Fenton. And a good drive there for the Bison. Nathan Stewart throwing the completion into the end zone. Let's take a look at that play to Medrano. A good read there from Stewart on 4th down, completing once again back-to-back 4th down plays for the Bison. And a good job there for Fenton to cut the lead down to 2 touchdowns once again, as we're about halfway through the opening quarter. Extra point try is good for Fenton. That'll make it a 14-point game. And a good kick there for Medrano. Scores the touchdown and scores his own extra point as well. Fenton finally on the board halfway through the first quarter. South Elgin did a good job early, scoring 3 touchdowns in less than 2 minutes. But Fenton trying to answer back, and now only down by 2 touchdowns and plenty of time left in this game. The Storm will get the ball once again. They've scored a touchdown every time they've had possession in this game, and they'll look to continue that streak, trying to put another touchdown on the night here at South Elgin High School. Nick Martinez in the booth here with the South Elgin Beacon Academy. Thank you to all of our season sponsors, the Bear Family McDonald's and Custom Heating and Cooling. Fenton will kick it off for the 2nd time here tonight. Last time the Bison kicked it off to the Storm, it was a kickoff return for the first touchdown of the night. Bison will kick it off to the Storm. Muffled recovery there, and a good job cutting on the outside, staying with it, and that'll get a good couple of yards there for the Storm. Jabari Pruitt made the 2-point try for the Storm earlier in the game and gets a nice return there to get it at about the 40-yard line for the Storm. Good starting field position for Gannett. Already 3 passing touchdowns here tonight. 2 of those going to the junior Ish George. George just continuing his strong season, one of the MVPs on this Storm team, along with Gannett and Nick Barco. 3-headed junior monster will set up once again for the Storm on their 4th drive of the night. Gannett tackled hard there from the Bison. Got a little high on the jersey, but no call from the refs. And it looks like the chains will stay where they are. No gain on the play for Gannett and the Storm. It'll be a 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line. Storm's lead remains at 14, and that looks to be a false start on Fenton. And it will be offsides on the Bison. That'll move the Storm just a little bit closer. It'll be a 2nd and 5 at the 45-yard line. Nick Barco in the backfield for the Storm. Gannon looking for George. A one-handed catch. George turning on the Jets, and what a great gain there for Ish. A wild acrobatic catch there for George. Leads to another big gain for South Elgin. Gannon finding his man. And a good effort there for Ish. And that'll push the Storm all the way down to the 21-yard line. And good field position once again, deep into Fenton territory. LaFleur in the backfield. Gannon looking for Barco. The pass a little high, and that'll go through the hands of Barco. Had Nick wide open in the end zone, just a little too much on the pass there from Gannon. And that'll set up a 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line. 20-yard passing play from Gannon to George. Sets up the 2nd and 10 on the 21. Storm lead it by 14 with 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Gannon will hand it off, make it, keep it. Gannon rushing into the end zone, and the quarterback draw works out for the Storm. He fooled me up here in the booth, and Gannon will score his first rushing touchdown here tonight. Let's take a look at the great play from Gannon. Looked like he handed it off to London LaFleur, the running back, but he kept it himself and stuck with it right into the end zone to score the Storm's 4th touchdown of the night. And a good play there for Gannon. 4 touchdowns now for Gannon, 3 passing and 1 rushing to make it 28-7, and the extra point try is good for the Storm. Favasi adding on the extra point. 28 points scored in the opening quarter. Just under 5 minutes remaining. And the Storm holding on to a 3-touchdown lead. A couple of onside kick tries for the Storm here tonight. And it looks like they may be setting up for another one to try to get the ball back and try to get possession. Storm will kick it off to the Bison, and this time it will not be an onside kick try as Fenton will recover at their 15-yard line, and another great play for the special teams department here for the Storm. And Fenton will start at their own 30-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up for the Bison. Nathan Stewart, the quarterback, leading Fenton all the way down the field on their previous drive to score a touchdown to Rolano. And Nate Stewart will look to try to score once again for the Bison. They'll start at the 30-yard line. High snap once again, another dangerous play, and the Storm will get the pressure once again. High snaps for Stewart the entire night, and that one almost another turnover, and that would have gave the Storm excellent starting field position at their own 25-yard line. Stewart will reset, and Fenton will try to work on their snaps here, down by 21. Stewart looking downfield. The completion almost picked off for the Storm. A good read there from the secondary once again. Stu Williams almost getting the play there and almost getting the pick off of Stewart. Fenton already has a turnover in this game, and they almost had their second one right there. It'll be a 2nd and 14 at the 26-yard line. Make that a 3rd and 14 for the Bison. Stewart in the pocket once again. Diaz in the backfield. Stewart going to keep it himself, trying to use the speed on the outside, but a great tackle up front for LaFleur. London getting the tackle off of Stewart, and it looks like that'll force Fenton as of now. It does look like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 10, and it looks like they will. Nathan Stewart will snap it once again. Replay of Stewart getting tackled there by LaFleur. And Stewart will punt it away for the Bison. That one sailing down towards the 46. Not a good possession once again for the Bison, and Fenton gives it right back to South Elgin, and the Storm will start at their own 46-yard line. Still holding on to a 3-touchdown lead with 3 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. First and 10 for the Storm. Gannon rushing into the end zone on the last drive, and let's see what the Storm have in store for us here in their 5th drive of the night. Gannon looking for Barco, and he'll make the completion. Heads up play there for Gannon, and the adjustment made for the completion for Barco, but that will be coming back as it looks like the refs. A late flag, and that'll get rid of the play there for Barco. A good adjustment in the air for Barco to make the catch, but a flag on the play will send the Storm back. At the 38-yard line, the Storm will have another first down. Gannon in the pocket once again. Darion Thurman getting his first action in the backfield for the Storm. The handoff to Thurman. Darion using the speed and getting to the outside. His first carry is a good one. Thurman all the way down to the 25-yard line. What a play there for Darion, coming into the game and making a big highlight play. Let's take a look at that replay. Gannon, good read there to give it to Thurman, and using the speed on the outside, breaking tackles and getting down to about the 25-yard line for the Storm. And already another big play for South Elgin, and knocking on the door for their 5th touchdown of the night. Give it back to Thurman. Darion up the middle, getting the block from George, and he'll get down towards the 5. 2 back-to-back big carries for Darion. There is a flag on the play, waiting for the signal from the referee, and it will go against the Storm. Coach Stianik not liking that play there, not liking that call from the refs, as that was another big play for Thurman, and it looks like the Storm will be heading back. Let's take a look at that call from the refs. Look at the flag. A good run there from Thurman. Another great run in his 2nd carry of the game. The flag on the play will send the Storm back to their 26-yard line. The fake handoff. Gannon with some pressure. Escapes out of the pocket. Long throw downfield. Almost complete off the helmets. Good job there from Gannon to keep the play alive. Tried to throw it downfield, but incomplete there for the Storm. Gannon will get the call from Tionic once again. Favashay in the backfield for the Storm. Barco and Pruitt will line up on the outside. Gannon will hand it off to Pruitt. Jabari doing a spin move and will get down to about the 11-yard line. A good play there from Pruitt. And another big play for Jabari Pruitt. Kickoff returner for the Storm. And that'll be a good play to set up a first down for the Storm at the 11-yard line. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. And that'll be a false start on Fenton. That'll push the Storm up the field. And the clock will reset. Storm up by 3 touchdowns, looking to make it 4. Gannon into the end zone, completes it once again. John Gannon doing it all here for the Storm and finds his man into the end zone. BB number 16 getting his first touchdown of the season. And let's take a look at that highlight play from Gannon finding BB into the back of the end zone. Good read there from Gannon. Knew who it was going to the entire way, and BB getting into the end zone and making it 34 points on the board for the Storm already in the opening quarter. Babichet on to attempt the extra point. That one is good. That'll make it 5 touchdowns on the night for the Storm. And they grow the lead to 28 already in the first quarter. Fenton only 1 touchdown on the board, but they will get the kickoff from the Storm. Great runs from Darion Thurman to set up the touchdown pass to BB from Gannon. Gannon 4 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown on the night. Another good start to one of his impressive games here for the Storm. Storm currently sitting at 2-0, an undefeated record. Winning their last home game here in the home opener against West Chicago. And now looking to put on another great performance here for the home fans. USA out is the theme for our Storm Nation and our Storm fans. A lot of good work from Storm Nation and our student section here at South Elgin High School. And the Storm will kick it off once again to Fenton. That one a little high, and that will bounce to the 25-yard line. Not a big play and gain there from Fenton. And a good heads-up play from the special teams of the Storm. Let's take a look at that hit from KJ. Just read it like a book right at the 30-yard line. Fenton not getting a big gain there on the kickoff return. And the Bison will start deep in their own territory. And the Storm defense looking to get another stop against the Bison. Fenton scoring 2 drives ago. Stewart finding Medrano in the end zone. Nate Stewart doing a good job trying to avoid the pressure for the Storm. Couple of turnovers in the game for the Bison. Pressure coming. London putting some pressure on Stewart and has to throw it away. That'll be picked off for the Storm. What a play there for Kavan Brooks Jr. KJ doing a little celebration, and the defense getting another turnover against the Bison. The Storm will have it deep into Bison territory. Stewart getting the pressure from LaFleur. London blowing up the play, and then KJ getting the interception. What a play there for the Storm defense. Brooks Jr. and London LaFleur celebrating on their sideline. The two juniors making a big play and making a big stop. The Storm in position to score once again. South Elgin already has a 28-point lead in this opening quarter. And they're looking to close the door even more with Gannon and the Storm starting off at about the 36-yard line. Gannon, the handoff. Wide open up the middle. The Storm score on the first play of the drive. What a run there for South Elgin, and make it 41 points in the opening quarter. Let's take a look at that play. Gannon, the handoff, and the speed to get right into the end zone, tearing up the Bison defense. Favichet into the end zone to score the Storm's 6th touchdown of the night. Scoring a touchdown on the ground and now looking to add the extra point through the air. Favichet on to kick to make it 42 points in the opening quarter. And the refs will blow the whistle there. We'll stop the play. Just under a minute and a half remaining in this opening quarter, and the Storm already putting up 6 touchdowns on the night. And that kick will be good to score for the Storm. 42 points for the Storm, growing the lead once again. Make it 35 points to be exact for the Storm. And Derek Favichet right up the middle. And the first rushing touchdown for anyone else besides Gannon. And what a way to start this game for the Storm. 42 points in the opening quarter. 7 touchdowns on the night for the Storm. Started it off with a kickoff return into the end zone. And then back-to-back touchdowns to Ish George from Gannon. And then a rushing touchdown from John. The Storm are rolling here in just the first quarter of play. They'll kick it off once again to the Bison. And they remain holding on to their lead. Returned once again at about the 25-yard line. Fenton trying to get onto the outside and almost lost the ball there was Omar Diaz. And Fenton will start at about the 30-yard line. Let's take a look at that return. Rather, the stop from the Storm on special teams once again. Ran into his own man and led to the short kickoff return. The Bison will start at their own 29-yard line. Down by a lot of touchdowns, and that one will be picked up by Stu Williams. An acrobatic interception for the junior. And another dance-off for the Storm on the sideline. Stu Williams with the pick. And a little shrug there from the junior. Let's take a look at that play from Stu Williams. First play of the drive is a pick to the Storm. What a play there from Williams and Stewart, making the play for the Storm. Nathan Stewart, the one throwing the interception. That's his second interception. Make it back-to-back interceptions for the Bison. And now Gannon in the Storm will look to score once again. A potential to score 50 points in the opening quarter. LaFleur in the backfield. They'll hand it off to London. Bouncing off a couple tackles and a good strong run there from LaFleur. Will be just short of the first down. It'll be a 2nd and 3. First quarter coming to an end here. The Storm scoring 42 points as of now. Still a snap or two left to put up more points. Gannett, the fake handoff. He'll keep it himself. Gannett trying to get to the outside. Makes a move and will score a touchdown. Gannett is 2nd rushing touchdown of the night. And another touchdown on the board for the Storm. And just a 2-point try away from scoring 50 points in the first quarter. Let's take a look at that keeper from Gannett. The fake handoff to Darion. And number 7 getting into the end zone once again. A keeper all the way into the end zone to score another touchdown for the Storm. Storm lining up for the extra point. And the fake as expected. Gannett with some pressure. Looking to the end zone. He'll complete it to Barrios. 50 points in the first quarter. And the Storm complete their 2nd 2-point conversion of the night. Let's take a look at that fake from Gannett. We expected the 2-point try, and Gannett with some magic once again to get it to Barrios into the end zone for the Storm's 50th point in the first 12 minutes of action here at South Elgin High School. 50-7 is your score. Fenton down by 43 points in the first quarter. 3 straight touchdowns to start this game for the Storm. Grew their 21-point lead early on in just the first 2 minutes of action. Fenton tried to answer with a touchdown of their own, but the Storm, all the momentum on their side here in their 2nd Friday night under the lights here at home. And they'll kick it off once again. That one mishandled by the Bison. And a major effort needed to get the yards back. Another great tackle there from LaFleur. And London showing the emotion. The Storm, another good stop on special teams to make it a short game. Let's take a look at the tackle from London. Mishandled kickoff return there from Diaz. And LaFleur doing it all here on special teams and on the defensive side of the ball. He'll stay in there on the defensive line for the Storm. London doing a great job in this game. Couple of tackles and a couple of pressures that have led to Fenton turnovers. And with 14 seconds remaining in the opening quarter, Fenton finds themselves down by 43 points. Stewart will hand it off to Diaz. London LaFleur on the tackle once again, and that'll bring us to the end of a very exciting opening quarter for the Storm. 50 points on your scoreboard for the Storm. Defense creating turnovers and leading to great starting field position for the Storm. And South Elgin, a major lead here in the first half. Nick Martinez in the booth here with the Beacon Academy. South Elgin doing a great job representing for the home fans here on this colder night here at South Elgin, Illinois. Started the game at about 66 degrees. Definitely has cooled off a little bit here deeper into the night. very different from the home opener the Storm had. It was a little hotter, closer to 80 degrees for the Storm. And now starting to feel a little bit more like fall weather here at South Elgin High School. And with fall weather comes great Storm football. The Storm, 50 points in the first quarter. Fenton, 1 touchdown on the board. Nathan Stewart finding Ivan Medrano in the end zone to put up the only score for Fenton. And now the Bison will start at their own 18-yard line with a 2nd and 12. A lot of work to do for the Bison to open this second quarter. The Storm lead it by 43. And the Storm defense will look to create another turnover. 3 turnovers in this game for the Bison. 2 picks and a fumble recovery from South Elgin. Nathan Stewart will be in the pocket to start the second quarter for the Bison. Pressure once again, and that'll be blown up for the Storm. Another sack and another great tackle there for South Elgin. Chris Griffin, number 28, getting in there and getting the sack. Let's take a look at Chris's great play on the edge. Right up the middle and just blowing up the play once again. A lot of Storm players falling on Nathan Stewart here tonight. And a tackle for loss, about 10 yards loss on the play. That'll make it a 3rd and 22 for the Bison at their own 10-yard line. Stewart in the pocket once again. On the outside, mishandled catch there. Carmelo Cruz, number 7. Couple of catches in this game. Not able to hold on to that one. And that'll set up a 4th and 22 and a clear punting situation for the Bison. The Storm, again, will have great starting field position. Special teams definitely doing their job here tonight against Fenton. 50 points in the first quarter. Let's see what the Storm can do as they'll get their first possession of the second quarter. That one sails to about the 37-yard line. The Storm will start in Fenton territory and will look to continue the hot play in this game. A 43-point lead, potential to grow it even more. And Gannon will stay under center for the Storm. Barco and George, the 2 junior superstars for this team, are out there along with Jabari Pruitt and Thompson in the backfield. Thompson will get the carry using the speed up the middle and carrying Fenton players with them all the way down to the 5-yard line. What a great way to start for the Storm. And another big carry on the ground for South Elgin. Malachi Thompson getting his first carry of this game. And definitely impressing the coaches there with the speed up the middle. Carried a couple Bison players with them. And now the Storm down to the 4-yard line in a 1st and goal. Another handoff up the middle, trying to power through. That'll be short once again. Back-to-back carries there for Thompson. Let's take a look at the carry there from Thompson. Couple of plays ago, using the speed right up the middle. That's been the Storm's area of expertise here tonight. Running it up the gut against this Bison defensive front. And a handoff up the middle as we speak. Another touchdown for the Storm. And that'll be Malachi Thompson punching it through on the ground to make it 56 points in the first half for the Storm. Malachi Thompson, 3 straight carries and into the end zone. Let's take a look at that touchdown for Malachi. 3 straight carries for Thompson and punching his way into the end zone. Malachi making his carries count for the Storm. Clock will start. Players coming onto the field for the Storm to try the extra point. Kick is up and good. Just getting through, and that'll make it a 50-point lead for the Storm. Favasi, a touchdown on the ground in this game. And an extra point try is good for Derek. And make it 57 points in the game to start for the Storm in the first half. Definitely going up to par for South Elgin. 57-7 for the Storm. South Elgin holding on to a 50-point lead. 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter. And in the first half for South Elgin, Fenton not off to a good start. And the Storm will kick it off to the Bison. Live look at our student section. Corey Cook, one of the super fans for South Elgin and Storm Nation. USA is the theme. And that kick will go deep into Fenton territory. Good tackle there for KJ. And Fenton will start at about the 30-yard line. Bison starting deep in their own territory once again. 9 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the first half. Storm Nation definitely enjoying the play they're seeing from the Storm. South Elgin 57 points in the first quarter. Close to the same amount of points they scored in the entire game in their season opener. Scored 58 points in that one against West Chicago. Already 57 points through 2 quarters so far. And London LaFleur putting on another big tackle. What a play there on the defensive side for London. And let's take a look at that big hit for London and the Storm. A keeper there from Nathan Stewart, and LaFleur blowing it up there for a minimal gain for Fenton. Defensive line and the secondary doing a good job so far in this one. Stewart feeling the pressure, will just have to throw it away. And the Bison will have another incompletion, and we'll set up a 2nd and 10. At the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Fenton and the Bison. 9 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the first half. It's been all Storm here tonight. Timeout called for the Bison. Quick break and play. Our first timeout of the night. Again, there's our student section here at South Elgin High School, wearing the USA themed colors for the second Friday night under the lights. Fenton down by 50 points. We knew South Elgin had the advantage coming into this game. And the Storm definitely showing off on both sides of the ball. 3 turnovers in the game have definitely helped and have definitely led to putting up this monstrous total on the board. Nathan Stewart in the Bison come out of the timeout with a 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line. Stewart will hand it off. Storm, a great read there and another great tackle there for the Storm. Tusa getting the tackle there for the Storm. London LaFleur helping out as well. That carry by McDougall. Jordan McDougall, the running back in for the Storm. Make that the Bison. Stewart, the fake handoff, looking on the outside. That one nearly picked off once again. That would have been Williams' 2nd pick of the game. Another dangerous play there for the Bison. Medrano, the intended target. Medrano, the only player to score for the Bison. The 4-man defensive front will line up once again for the Storm. They've done a good job with pressure the entire night. Low snap there, and that'll be a punt for the Bison on 4th down. Fair catch called by Williams, but a late hit for the Bison will lead to a flag on the play. Let's take a look at that hit from the Bison. The high punt called for the fair catch, but still a late hit there from Diaz, and a clear call for the refs, and that'll push the Storm up a little further in field position. Coach Dragon Tianic giving some words of advice to his team as the Storm will start with the ball. It'll be a 1st and 10 at their 49-yard line. And it looks like Ganen's night may be over, and it looks like we'll be seeing our first action of Stu Williams, the quarterback, coming in for the Storm. Number 2, under center, will hand it off. Up the middle there, and a good tackle for the Bison. Stuart Williams, the junior for South Elgin. Let's take a look at that carry up the middle for the Storm. Williams, the handoff. Right to his man, Mikey Urso. First time we're seeing Urso and Williams in this game on the offensive side of the ball. Williams will call for the snap. He'll keep it himself. A run here for Williams, looking for the outside block. He'll get it. Williams, a good run there, and his first carry will send it down towards the 19-yard line. A good first play there for Williams. And it may be coming back, a flag on the play, but let's take a look at that rush there for Williams. The fake handoff, and Williams, a good job to get about to the 19-yard line. Stu, a good carry, but that will be coming back for the Storm, and that'll set up a 2nd and 6 at the 47-yard line. Williams under center, 1st and 10 at the 37 into Bison territory. First time we're seeing Stu Williams on this drive. The pitch, wide open on the outside. Kleitsch making a good effort there to get down to the 21-yard line. Joe Kleitsch getting the pitch from Williams, and a good rush on the outside for Joe Kleitsch, number 13. Williams looked like he was going to keep it, but a good pitch on the outside to get a good gain for the Storm, and that'll move the chains for another first down. Joe Kleitsch, the senior for South Elgin, getting his first action in this game. George still in the game on the outside. The handoff. Good move on the outside. Wide open on the right, and another touchdown for the Storm. A good run there for South Elgin and make it 63 points on the night. Storm doing it through the ground here tonight. A couple of rushing touchdowns. And South Elgin keeping the foot on the pedal. 3 plays and into the end zone for the Storm. And a good effort there for South Elgin. Again, making it 63 points in the first half. The kick up and good for South Elgin. Davichet, another good kick. Davicey, a rushing touchdown here tonight. And let's take a look at the last touchdown for the Storm. Make that the pitch play to Kleitch. That set up a good field position to start for the Storm. D'Angelo, number 26, getting into the end zone for the Storm. And that'll make it 64 points on the night for the Storm. The lead just keeps growing for South Elgin. And the undefeated record, as of now, looking like it'll stay that way. 2-0 currently in the conference for South Elgin. 2 big wins to start their season. And they're already off to a great start in just the first half, 64 points. And they'll kick it off to the Bison once again. Good kick there. That'll line up towards the 20-yard line. And a good tackle there for the Storm to get no gain on the play. There is a flag. Looks like it could be going against the Storm. We'll see what the refs call it. Bison will start deep in their territory. Kickoff here for the Storm. Sailed it over to Diaz, and the mishandled ball there could have been a late hit from the Storm, and it looks like it will push Fenton pretty far up in field position, all the way up to about the 38-yard line for the Bison. Nathan Stewart will line up once again, the quarterback for the Bison. He'll hand it off. Make that a keeper up the middle there for Stewart. And let's take a look at that keeper from Stewart. The fake handoff and a couple of yards gained on the play to make it a 2nd and 5 at the 43-yard line. This time he'll hand it off. Diaz on the outside, making a good effort to get the first down, and a good carry there for the Bison. And that'll move the chains for Fenton. Getting a drive together and finally moving up the field. Fenton nearly down by 60 points. And Stewart will call once again. We'll give the ball to Diaz once again. Nate Diaz getting blown up there, and another great stop for the Storm. The line for the Storm, the defensive line, doing their job here tonight. Only allowing 1 touchdown here tonight for the Bison. The handoff to Diaz going nowhere, and a good tackle there for the Storm. Toughed it all, getting the tackle, number 30 for the Storm. Diaz will come off the field. McDougall in the backfield, number 5 for the Bison, and Stewart will get the snap. Handoff to McDougall, and a good tackle there for the Storm. Mikey Urso getting the tackle there, number 6. Saw him in at running back for the Storm earlier in the game, and another good tackle there for the Storm defense. Urso getting the tackle against McDougall. Third and 9 for the Bison at their 45-yard line. The fake handoff, the keeper for Stewart, and the Storm blow up the play once again. Urso getting the tackle, and that could have been a helmet hit there from Urso. Let's take a look at that play. Stewart keeps it, and yeah, close to the helmet there. And it looks like the refs will call it, and they will move up the field. That will be a late hit towards the helmet against the Storm. And it looks like Stewart looks to be okay, the quarterback, and he'll stay in there for the Bison. Not what you want to see there for Nate Stewart. Bison will have it for a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Stewart will keep it, and Urso doing a good job on the outside to get the tackle. Couple of good plays there for Mikey Urso. Just under 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half. 64 points in just the first half alone for the Storm. Only 7 for the Bison. Clear advantage for South Elgin, riding momentum the entire night. 2nd and 6 for the Bison. The handoff and a good low tackle there for DW helps him up. Bison will set up for a 3rd and 3 at the Storm 25-yard line. Nathan Stewart and the Bison doing a good job moving up the field here in this drive. Another handoff for McDougall, and breaks the tackle there. He'll fall out of bounds, but we'll have the first down for the Bison. First and 10 for Fenton at their 20-yard line. Make that the Storm's 20-yard line. And a good late push here for Fenton. The 3 receiver set on the right side of the field. Stewart will keep it himself, and blown up there once again from DW. Little back and forth here from the Bison and the Storm. Bit of chirping going on. And that'll set up a 2nd and 7 at the 17-yard line. Nate Stewart, the quarterback, 1 passing touchdown on the night. This time he'll hand it off up the middle, and a good strong run there for Diaz. Omar Diaz, main ball carrier for the Bison here tonight. Under a minute remaining in the first half. 3rd and 3 coming up for the Bison. The handoff up the middle. Diaz will power his way through for the first down. And a good play there for the Bison, trying to get their 2nd touchdown of the night. It's been a rough night for the Bison on both sides of the ball. Their defense giving up 64 points in the first half. And their offense only scoring 1 touchdown the entire night. Under 30 seconds remaining, and a 1st and goal for the Bison. Stewart will look on the outside. That one way out of bounds and incomplete. Will stop the clock at about 22 seconds Got it. Thank you. 64-7 towards the end of the first half. Final seconds coming up for the Bison. One, maybe two snaps left in this game. In this first half, I should say. Williams. Stewart trying to get to the end zone. He'll reach. Ball did come out, and it rules just short at about the 1 yard line. Let's take a look at that rush there from Stewart. Nate Stewart looked on the outside, but kept himself to be just short of the end zone, it appears. And it will be just short at the 1 yard line. A timeout called for the Bison. Both teams will reset the Storm, trying to allow only one touchdown in the first half. That would be something for the Storm team. Already off to an impressive start to the season. Undefeated at 2-0. And knocking on the door at a 3-0 start. The Storm very comfortable in the conference. The last couple of years, conference champions and undefeated in conference play. And definitely on a good track to continue that here in the final seconds of the first half. 64-7 is your score. Fenton knocking on the door of their second touchdown of the night, setting up for a 3rd and goal at the 1 yard line. Nate Stewart's the quarterback. Will have his man Omar Diaz in the backfield and the 3 receivers set on the right side of the field. Handoff to Diaz, trying to get into the end zone, and it looks like the Storm just held him short. 3 seconds on the clock. And that'll be the first half. Refs call the whistle, and it looks like no timeout was called for Fenton, and that'll end the first half. 64-7, the Storm on top. South Elgin leaning on the back of John Gannon, the quarterback, number 7. Just another impressive night for the Storm offense, but mainly the defense. 3 turnovers against this Bison team, 2 fumble recoveries, and a couple interceptions. Good play here for the Storm. We have a highlight reel of the first half, 64-7 here at South Elgin High School early in this one.
The Fenton Bison 7. Rules. South Elgin Storm 64. At this time, please welcome to the field the South Elgin High School Varsity Dance Band. is the South Elgin Marching Storm. The musical selections tonight will feature the music of some of cinema's most evil villains, such as Darth Maul, Cruella de Vil, and Rasputin. The band is under the direction of Griffin Lover, with additional staff members Christy Zimmerman and Robert Botwinski. The color guard is under the direction of Mariana Santiago. The band is conducted by drum majors Emma Greenberg, Brandon Biddle, and Amy Scrabach. Drum majors, is your band ready? Presenting their 2023 halftime show, Villainous, South Elgin High School is proud to present the Marching Storm. military night. The Marching Storm will be performing America the Beautiful. If any in our audience are tonight are currently serving, have previously served, or have any family members who have served in our military, please stand and be recognized during this next selection of music.
And welcome back to South Elgin High School. The second half ready to begin here. The Storm holding on to a 64-7 lead. It's been all South Elgin and it's been all Storm here tonight. And the second Friday night under the lights here at South Elgin High School. Military night, honoring our military veterans earlier in the pregame, and our band doing a good job in the halftime performance, as well as our cheer and dance teams as always. And what a good tackle there for London LaFleur, and that leads me into my first half recap. London LaFleur, one of the great tacklers on this defensive front. He did a great job forcing 2 turnovers on the ground against Fenton, and it was Stu Williams on the secondary side that got the 2 interceptions for the Storm that helped grow this big lead that the Storm have. Looks like John Ganen's night is going to be over, the starting quarterback for the Storm, as putting up 64 points in the first half is a pretty good performance to earn some well-deserved rest on the sideline. And now we will see Nathan Stewart once again for the Bison, the quarterback for Fenton. Fenton still have a lot of work to do to get back into this game. The Storm pretty much closing the door already in this conference matchup. 64-7 the score. 64 points in the first half for the Storm. 2-0 on the season, and doing a good job trying to keep their undefeated record alive, as it's really been a defensive night for the Storm, creating turnovers and then having great field position to start drives and score easy touchdowns for the Storm. The pitch on the outside for the Bison. Fenton haven't done a lot in the passing game here tonight. 1 passing touchdown for Stewart, and not a lot going for the rushing game for Fenton, given this very impressive defensive front for the Storm. All the main starters for the Storm are pretty much resting on the sideline. And a couple of looks at the defensive front for the Storm here in the second half. That pass wide and through the hands of Medrano. Medrano scoring the only touchdown for Fenton earlier in the first half. And a 4th and 14 will set up at the 17-yard line. And it will be another punt for the Fenton offense. Last quarterback to be in the game for the Storm was Stuart Williams, who does have a pick in this game. Caught the interception from Nathan Stewart, and Stu Williams will be looking to start for the Storm in the second half. The fake punt try for the Bison does not work out. And a big hit there for the Bison. Darion Thurman getting the hit there on Nate Stewart, and the Bison will turn it over to the Storm. And as we mentioned, Stu Williams was the most recent quarterback we saw in the game. And it looks like we're going to get our first look at KJ Brooks Jr. Von Brooks Jr., class of 2025. The junior will get his first action here tonight against Fenton. The pitch on the outside to Kleitch. Joe Kleitch making a good move on the outside and a good run once again for the Storm. And Kleitch, his second carry of the night. And a good read there for Brooks Jr. These are big minutes for the second and third string guys on this Storm team. Obviously very deep on the entire roster, but a couple of guys looking to carve their role on this team. Another pitch for Kleitsch. Joe making a move on the outside. He stepped out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. Another carry, 2 straight carries to Kleitsch. And the Storm will set up for a first down at the 16-yard line. 1st and 10 for Brooks and the Storm. 64 points in the first half. Looking to add some more here in the second. Brooks will keep it himself. Looking for the end zone, and he'll take it in. Kevon Brooks Jr. all the way into the end zone, and the Storm make it 70 points on the night. Our PA man, Mr. Smith, one of our English teachers here at South Elgin High School, getting a lot of work with his voice here as the Storm scoring 70 points in this game. One of the highest scoring totals I've seen calling these games. And we're still only in the third quarter of play. 70-7 is your current score. Mishandled punt. Gannon throws into the end zone, and a mishandled play will lead to a 2-point conversion to Mikey Urso to make it 72-7. Mishandled snap there leads to more points on the board for the Storm. (72-7), and the first touchdown of the second half will go to Kevon Brooks Jr. Captain himself, and another rushing quarterback play into the end zone for the Storm. We saw Gannon have a couple of those in the first half for some touchdowns. And now the backup, Kevon Brooks Jr., getting into the end zone. KJ, a good job in his first offensive possession for the Storm. And already well halfway through the third quarter, just under 5 minutes remaining in the third. South Elgin growing their monstrous lead, and the Storm putting on one of the performances of the season. Storm will kick it off once again to the Bison. We saw a couple of onside kick tries from the Storm early on in the game that kind of led to some early momentum for the Storm, led to a couple touchdowns. And Fenton will do a good job there. Diaz to recover the ball. Mishandled punt once again. Diaz having a couple of rough times securing the ball, and almost another turnover for the Bison. (72-7). Fenton will start at about their 23-yard line. Nathan Stewart still in the game for the Bison. One passing touchdown on the night for him. The fake handoff and a blown-up play there for Chris Griffin. That one driven down into the ground, and Diaz getting no yards on the play. And that'll make it a second down for the Bison. The Storm have scored so many touchdowns in this game. I'm surprised the defense hasn't scored a touchdown yet. Haven't got in on the scoring action here tonight. London LaFleur and Stu Williams, two of the standouts we've seen here tonight. That pass complete over the middle. That'll be the first catch there for Maverick Murgura. Bison a completion over the middle, and we'll set up a 3rd and 3 at about their 30-yard line. Mishandled snap, the Storm on it immediately, but Fenton will be there to recover once again. Good heads-up play for Nate Stewart. Let's take a look at that missed snap there for the Bison. A couple of high and low snaps from the center on Fenton's squad, and that one just misjudged from Stewart, and the Storm almost getting their 5th turnover of the night against this Fenton offense. The punt, that one low, and an easy recovery for the Storm. The pressure got to him there, and the missed punt for Stewart will lead to good field position for the Storm once again. Let's take a look at that play for the Storm. A lot of action up front the entire night for the Storm. And Chris Griffin getting in there to blow up the play and leading to another recovery for the Storm deep into Bison territory. And KJ will get under center once again for the Storm. Sebastian Barrios on the bottom of your screen, the one wide out there for the Storm. Handoff play up the middle. Good strong run there for Thompson. Malachi Thompson, already a rushing touchdown in this game. And getting some more action for the Storm as Mikey Urso will come in and give Thompson a little breather. Reaching the closing seconds of the third quarter, the Storm scoring one single touchdown to make it 72-7. Brooks will keep it himself. KJ looking for his second rushing touchdown of the night. It'll get into the end zone for another Storm touchdown. In the closing seconds of the third quarter, Kevon Brooks Jr. walks his way into the end zone. Let's take a look at that play. A good read and a good snap. Read it the entire way and used the speed. A couple of good moves to get into the end zone. And KJ doing his dance to put the Storm up over 70 points here in the third quarter. Final seconds, the snap for the extra points is good. 79 points here tonight for the Storm. Scoring hasn't stopped since the opening kickoff. The Storm returning the opening kickoff for a touchdown and scoring back-to-back touchdowns to Ishmael George. Ish George continuing his great junior season here at South Elgin High School. And just a great team performance here for the Storm. As we mentioned on military nights, our Storm Nation and our student section rocking the USA colors. Good job for Storm Nation and some of our super fans. Still a lot of fans in attendance here to watch their Storm and here to watch one of the games of the season, if not the game of the season so far. Knocking on the door of 80 points scored here tonight. Just total domination from the first snap. And the Storm just putting their stamp on the Upstate Eight Conference once again. South Elgin High School gonna remain undefeated. That kickoff towards the 20-yard line. Diaz will try to carry it back, bouncing off his own man, and the Storm pounce on him once again. South Elgin forces the pushback, and that'll be another start for Fenton deep in their own territory. Diaz on the ground for Fenton. He looks to be okay. And he will head back to the ground. Not what you want to see there for Diaz and the Bison. Hope he's okay. Looks to be just a cramp for the moment. See the defense for the Storm A lot of new faces, a lot of new guys getting some action. Coach Manowski out there for the Storm coaching staff. Coach Smith, Coach Manowski, Mandernack, Tionic, just some of the great coaching on this Storm team. As South Elgin will take a knee for Omar Diaz. He's currently being looked at by the trainer for Fenton. Have him out at about the 28-yard line. Just came right down. Tried to get up, but just started limping once again. And he'll wait on the field. And it looks like he's being helped off, and he will be okay heading towards the sideline. South Elgin, 79 points through 3 quarters of play. They enter the fourth with a monster lead. Trying to get over the 80-point mark. That would be something special for this Storm team. Would be special for the entire South Elgin High School. It was a rough week last week here at South Elgin High School. Losing two of our Storm family, 2 of our family members, and being honored before the game, taking a moment of silence. Both teams meeting at midfield. Just great sportsmanship from Fenton. But just a rough week, as I mentioned last week, and it's just good to have something to come together to watch and experience as a community and as a high school, connected through sports. And just the Storm showing out for their home fans here, as the Bison will have once again another snap. And a good play broken up there for Chris Griffin. Let's take a look at that hit for Chris Griffin. Griffin, a couple of good defensive plays, getting the speed on the outside and using all his height and length to get the tackle there. And will force a 3rd and 3 for Fenton. Kevon Brooks Jr., KJ scoring the 2 touchdowns for the Storm in the second half. Here comes the pressure from the Storm. And it looks like Stewart will be just short of the first down. Nathan Stewart doing all he can for this Fenton team. Be a yard short of the first down. 4th and 1. It looks like Fenton will punt it away. Minutes remaining in this game. South Elgin 79 points through 4 quarters. And that'll be a good punt there from Stewart, as the Storm will recover at about the 36-yard line.
Bison punt rolls down to the Storm 37-yard line.
The defensive front for Fenton not being able to stop South Elgin's rushing game. A couple of rushing touchdowns here tonight for the Storm. Quieter night for Ishmael George and Nick Barco, 2 of the juniors in the passing attack. Ishmael George still scoring 2 touchdowns. That's his quiet night compared to his standards. We've seen a couple of 3-touchdown nights for George. And handoff will go for the Storm. That'll get about to the 52-yard line. A good carry there for Thompson. Flag on the play. Let's take a look at that carry for Thompson. The handoff, and just kept it the entire way to get past midfield. and there will be a flag on Fenton, so that'll move the Storm deeper into Bison territory. And we'll set up a 1st and 10 at the Fenton 44-yard line. The keeper there for Lucas, the senior, number 3 in at quarterback right now for the Storm. Navarro, one of the seniors. He's been on the Storm varsity team for a couple years now, getting the lead role. One of the senior leaders on this team. Storm still a pretty young team, have a lot of juniors, a lot of sophomores that kind of round out the ends of their team, but still have that veteran leadership. Lucas trying to get on the outside, gets tripped up, but a good carry there for Navarro. And that'll be a Storm 1st down. That'll move the chains. And just getting even closer to reaching the 80-point mark. Navarro will stay under center for the Storm. Urso in the backfield. The fake handoff. Lucas getting the carry on the outside. Trying to get into the end zone, and it'll fall just short. A good carry and a good effort there for Navarro. And Lucas getting down to the 1-yard line. And let's take a look at that run there from Lucas. Kept it himself. A couple of plays now he's kept it, but it looks like he just fell short. Tried to reach and extend and just came a couple yards short. His knee hitting at about the 2-yard line. And the ball just crossing the 1-yard line, so it will be Storm ball, but we will be moving it back. There is a flag on the play against the Storm. Late flag from the refs. That'll take away the rush there from Navarro. Good job from our replay crew in the truck here at the Beacon Academy. Kleitch on the outside. Joe making a move. He'll get a couple yards to get the penalty yardage back. And we'll set up a 2nd down for the Storm. 2nd and 14 at the Fenton 27. Joe Kleitch, the senior, getting a couple carries in this game. Lucas Navarro in the backfield at the quarterback position, but a lot of carries for him so far in this game. Carry there for Malachi Thompson. Just about 5 minutes remaining in this game. The Storm scoring their season high in points by far, 79 currently. But I think me and everyone else here wants to get the 80-point mark. Navarro will hand it off to Thompson, and we'll get a couple yards. And that'll make it a 4th and 6 at the 19-yard line. Looks like the Storm in position to go for it once again. Let's take a look at that carry for South Elgin. Replay brought to you by Custom Heating and Cooling. Malachi Thompson getting on the left side and getting the carry for a couple yards, and we'll set up a 4th and 6. Navarro will call for the snap. Lucas will keep it himself, and a good tackle up front from Fenton. And that'll be a turnover on downs. The defense will come back up for the Storm. A good drive for South Elgin, leads to no points on the board. Just under 4 minutes remaining in this game for South Elgin and for the Bison. Nathan Stewart staying in this game. He's been the only quarterback to play for the Bison. played the entire game and will likely be the last time we're seeing him in the final 3.5 minutes left in this game. Good tackle up front there from Griffin, and another carry from Omar Diaz. Colder night here in South Elgin, Illinois. Sitting at about 66 degrees here tonight. Definitely feeling the colder fall air, definitely getting closer and closer to playoff football, as that's a good run there for McDougall. Let's take a look at the Bison carry there from McDougall. A good carry up front, good blocking, and a good rushing effort there, bouncing off a couple of tackles. Couldn't get it down for the Storm. Closing in on 2 minutes remaining here at South Elgin High School for this matchup between the Bison and the Storm. And a good tackle there up front for the Storm defense once again.
Okay, by number 11, Nathan Stewart. Tackle by number 31, Bodie Schneider.
Second and 12 at the 33-yard line for the Bison. Nate Stewart will stay in there for Fenton. A big win for the Storm. They'll remain at 3-0, undefeated for the season, trying to have another undefeated season in the conference and at home, as last year their varsity team did a great job showing up for the home fans, and the home fans still in attendance here to watch the Storm in their final minute here in this game. As we mentioned many times, the Storm returning the opening kickoff, got some momentum, and just didn't look back the entire way. Stu Williams, London LaFleur on the defensive side, getting it done for the Storm. As the last second throw there will be complete for the Bison. Good throw there from Stewart. And that'll move the chains for the Bison. Let's take a look at that play from Stewart. Nate Stewart finding his man on the left side. Good effort there. Stewart has great pocket awareness, just getting outside the pocket when there's pressure. And that'll be another flag against the Storm. Final seconds here at South Elgin High School, and one of the wins of the season, one of the wins of the year, 79-7, your final score. The South Elgin Storm showing how they own the Upstate Eight Conference. What a way to show out here for the Storm here on Military Night. Honestly, a great win for the Storm. Just great dominance on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. South Elgin Storm fans still in attendance, still showing their support for their teams. Just a great win for the Storm. We will have one final snap on the play for Fenton. It looks like they weren't out of time yet on the snap. Last second effort here for Stewart will be picked off for the Storm. Trying to get some blocks, but Fenton will be on the play there for the tackle. And now we will have our final score of 79-7. South Elgin doing it all here tonight. What a way to respond against the early effort from Fenton, scoring an early touchdown, but the Storm scoring 5 touchdowns in a row in their first 5 possessions ultimately gave them the edge. 64 points in the first half, and a good start to the season already for the Storm, Ganen, a couple passing touchdowns and a couple rushing into the end zone. Ishmael George, a couple of receiving touchdowns as well, and a couple on the ground from Malachi Thompson. And the Storm, another great win here at South Elgin High School, beating the Fenton Bison 79-7. Another great win for the Storm. I'm Nick Martinez here with the Beacon Academy in the booth. We will see you for our next home game here at South Elgin High School.
This sports broadcast made possible with support from the following. The Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their over 35 area McDonald's restaurants today. Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland. For all your heating or cooling needs, count on Custom Heating and Cooling. Featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service. Find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant, whatever it takes. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Visit rosenhyundai.com or genesisofalgonquin.com. For the best pizza in town, Wise Guys Pizzeria in South Elgin. Check out our new and improved online ordering at I'mAWiseGuy.com. And Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com.